Hello, everyone. So, welcome back to the series of how to write for premier journals. And as you all are aware, that we have covered so many topics by now, like what are premier journals, why manuscript usually fails whenever we write about premier journals, what are the expectations. We are covering the entire anatomy of the research articles in detail. Now we have reached to the methodology part, and in the methodology section, it is the second video. In the first video, we have talked about whenever we talk about premier journals, what are majorly the types, and we have discussed this in detail in our previous video. Now let's discuss further and start with why it's very important. So we all know that methodology is the critical part of a research article. It demonstrates the scientific research and credibility. It actually provides the systematicity and how the researcher has conducted that research. It also establishes the validity, ensuring that the objectives which the researcher has kept in the research article and how the findings are sound and how they are aligned. So it actually validates our research. It also ensures the methodological appropriateness and alignment, as it clearly justify and creates a link between the research questions, theoretical underpinning, theoretical frameworks, and the research design which we as researchers adopt. It also establishes the replicability and reproducibility, that how the other scholars can actually get it, get get inspired and replicate this methodology or the study further. So it plays a very important role. It should be, we have discussed, the methodology should be very robust and reliable so that the findings can be trusted, and the as we have discussed in the previous video, that after the novelty of the research article is established, the reviewers, the examiners check the methodology part. It also uh, creates and strengthens the paper, uh, and how we have done it. So it's very important to have a very robust methodology. As we have discussed also in our previous videos, that after, like, most of the research articles in premier journals fail because of a weak argument. Probably the contribution is not that much good whenever we talk about in terms of theory and practical gaps. Weak conduct, can we say, see that one of the major reason that why manuscripts fail to get into the premier journals is a weak conduct, and that's wherein the methodological role comes in, and the weak delivery, that is the structuring of the paper, also plays a critical role. But here, as we are highlighting the third point, and we are focusing on the third point because we don't want our research article to fail at this point, that is weak conduct. So the methodological detail and the support for claims should be very robust. Let's have a look further, that it is already proven from the researchers that 75% of the research articles fail because of the weak methodology or because of the methodological reasons. There are other reasons as well, but can we see that the methodology is one of the very important aspect, that is 74.3 approximately, and that's why we have to focus it on this part very deeply. Let's understand how and what all it entails. So methodology talks about how the study was conducted. We have to discuss in detail what is the research design, what are the procedures which we have adopted, what are the techniques available there. So, subjected to the intensive scrutiny by experts, reader, particularly editors and reviewers. Remember, we are continuously talking about novelty, arguments, contribution of our research article. But let's note that whenever it comes to the expert readers, editors, reviewers, methodology is their methodology is the point which they are very curious about. So, and it always go through with intensive scrutiny by them. Okay, so let's be very cautious and careful while writing the methodology part for our premier journals. Now, evaluated most closely after novelty has been established. So, when once they are convinced with your research article in terms of novelty, in terms of innovation, in terms of how beautiful and groundbreaking your idea is, they immediately check your methodology. So, it is central to demonstrating rigor, right? So, methodological soundness and credibility. Is it aligned with your research objective? Is it credible? Is it sound to actually take out the findings and to conduct the research or use that particular methodology? And is it aligning with the research questions? So that these are all questions which the experts, editors, reviewers look forward to. A well executed methodology increases the likelihood of favorable editorial decisions, revise and resubmit or acceptance, right? So once they are convinced with all the parts, novelty, your idea, your groundbreaking, you know, innovative content, they will check your methodology. And once they are convinced with your methodology, there are high chances that your paper will not be desk rejected. Okay, so once your paper is not desk rejected, definitely it will go under review. And if your article is under review, you will get the feedback, and the feedback can be either revise or resubmit, or if all goes well, the article will be accepted. So I hope we are understanding how important is methodology and what are the critical aspects of it. Let's have a look at some points. So remember that we don't have to be very long in terms of methodology. It's like a story, and we have to structure it in such a beautiful way and in very less and concise precise way as well. I have randomly taken this article. I am also alternatively always in my all the videos, whatever articles are referred, I always include the links in the description, or you can always type in the title of the article on Google Scholar, or and go to the journal that as this article is from Emerald, and you can read that article in detail if you wish to, or you may always refer to the article. So I have just squeezed out this research methodology from this article, and let's have a look how beautifully they have written it. So we will be covering the sections in detail, every single section, and how whenever we are writing the research methodology for our article, how we can structure it. So we are going to talk about a specific structuring as well, but at the moment let's have a look that how they have done it in brief. So it is done in three paragraphs, and in first paragraph the learner is or the researcher is talking about what kind of methodology they have adopted. So can we see here that what kind of methodology they have adopted? They're talking about the tools and the instrument they have used. They're talking about the data collection procedures, and they are also talking about further the data analysis procedures. Let's dive down deep into the structuring in the upcoming videos. And it should not, like, remember, since the starting we are talking about the number of words in every section as well. So whenever we are writing, we have to be very mindful about the number of words, because in most of the journals the limit is 8,000 words. including the references. And if it's including the references, like we have to read the author guidelines, if it's including the references, then again we have to write it in the best way and in the minimum words possible. Here, I hope it is giving you an idea how brief a research methodology can be and how structured it can be. Let's discuss the structuring in detail, and step by step we will move ahead. For now, um, that's all in this video, and let's discuss the structure in the upcoming video. Thank you so much.